Hi, I'm Hannah, this is Piles of Books, and today I'm going to be sharing all of the things that I do with my kids together for school. Okay, so you'll have to excuse the same outfit and everything. I just finished filming my last video and I wanted to get this one done so that I can get all of our school books put back on the shelf and ready to start school back up next week. If you missed that video, we do follow Ambleside Online. It's a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum that focuses on living books and the arts and narration and all of that. It's lovely, lovely. We have had a great time with it. I have been aware of Ambleside Online for many years, but we did just in January decide to officially begin our Ambleside journey. I have a year 3 8-year-old, a year 1 6-year-old, and then a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I shared what they are doing individually for school in the last video, and this one is just all about the things that we do together. Before my kids were even old enough to do school, I really liked the idea of doing like science and history together, kind of just on a loop. I totally thought that that's what we would do, but I found that that just wasn't really a good fit for our family. It's nice just to be able to have my kids have their own things to do, and I am very involved because they narrate to me, but we don't have to wait until, you know, everybody's in the room to do history or everybody's sitting at the table to do science or what have you. It is actually a lot easier for me anyway. So, but there are things that we do together each day. It is a very special time for us. We have called it different things over the years. We've called it circle time. We've called it together school, which is really what has stuck the most. When my kids were little, they would call it together school. So we do still kind of call it that, but officially I call it symposium. So this is what we do for symposium every day. We don't do all of these subjects every day, but I'll kind of explain that as we go along. So I've got my stack here. I am going to start with the things that we do every day. So we do Bible every day. For a long time, we just read the proverb that coincided with that day. I mean, for like 3 years we did that. I have felt the pull to do something a little bit different. So we've never really done like a Bible curriculum, but one thing that I want to incorporate a little bit more this term is laying down the rails. This is a Simply Charlotte Mason product, and this is about habit training. So if you are at all in the Charlotte Mason world, you have heard the term habit training before, and if you're not familiar with that, it's just that. It's training your children and yourself in good habits. There's a lot of the Charlotte Mason philosophy revolves around habits of different kinds. So there are multiple books. This is just the one that I grabbed off the shelf, but this is like the kids. It's not a workbook really, but just kind of, it goes through different habits and then gives you lessons to teach those habits. So it might be a poem or a story, or, you know, you think of a story from your childhood to teach, you know, acting it out. So we did use this a little bit in the first term, but not a lot, and I do intend to use that more this term. Another thing that we do each day is Latin. So we are currently using Song School Latin Book 1. I really like this. It looks silly, I know, but it is really effective. So we had actually worked through most of this, and then we took a break. Somebody dropped something. We took a break, and we're going to be starting back at the beginning. I mean, my kids totally caught on and were doing fine. I kind of fell out of the habit myself, and I just thought we'd go ahead and go back through it before moving on to book 2. I really like that a lot. It comes with a CD, so we play the songs because, like, I mean, I don't know what Latin is supposed to sound like. You know, so we listen to the CD a couple times a week, and then there are like workbook pages, but I only have one workbook and I have multiple kids, so a lot of times I just kind of ask the questions out loud or something. Another thing that we do every day is we read a poem. So this is currently just the book that we're working through right now. I Sat by the Sea, a poetry collection for elementary aged children from The Good and the Beautiful. This book is lovely. I love it, love it. The illustrations are so pretty. The poems have been excellent. We have really liked this book a lot, and we have read a lot of children's poetry collections over the years. So we just read, you know, anywhere from like 1 to 6 poems a day. Another thing that we do is we read a fairy tale most days. I don't want to say every day, because if we're kind of running behind on time, that is one thing that I will set aside. But most days we read a fairy tale. We are currently working through a Grimm's fairy tale book, and I could not find it. So that's another book that somebody must have been reading in their own time. But there are fairy tales in these My Book House books. So if so we have read through some of these before. I highly recommend those ones. And then another thing that we've kind of been doing, like I said, I don't want to say every day, but I've been trying to do it every day. I got this really cute Winnie the Pooh's birthday book, and there's just a little quote from the original Winnie the Pooh stories for every day of the year. It's very cute. It's fun. My kids love all things Winnie the Pooh. So when I saw this, I grabbed it, and it's just been a fun little addition to our school day. Now this is something new to us that we're going to be doing. Explore America's National Parks. So we're not going to do one a day. I don't know if we'll do like one a week or so, or maybe just like one region per term, and so then we would have to split it up. But this is a really fun sporn book. And it's just little things about all of the national parks in America. So we're going to work through that, and I don't know, I thought about getting like little blank maps or something and filling them in, you know, as we study them. And then the last thing that we do just 1 or 2 times a week is we read a Shakespeare story. So this is Tales from Shakespeare by Charles and Mary Lamb. So this is just kids' renditions of the Shakespeare plays. They're very fun. We have read a few. We were reading The Tempest in the last term, and we actually did not finish it all the way. I forgot about that. I told the kids we would finish it over break, and we didn't. So we need to finish that. But I haven't exactly figured out yet how we're going to do it. There is Shakespeare incorporated into each Ambleside Online year. And so far we've just combined this, and I think that we'll continue doing that, but I haven't decided yet which ones we are going to read in term 2. So 2 other things that we do each day is we sing our hymn for the month and our folk song for the month. I don't reinvent the wheel. I used to do that anymore. I just use the scheduled ones on Ambleside Online. It's just a lot easier. There is an excellent channel called Folks and Hymns. I will leave it in the description. It's an Ambleside mama who puts out just really nice videos of the hymn and the folk song each month, so we follow along with that. Sometimes we do it as part of like our sit down school. Other times we play it, you know, as we're like tidying up before lunch or something. So we love doing that. The hymns and the folk songs are something not to be missed. We've always done hymns. We've always done a lot of singing, but specifically hymns ever since my kids were really, really little, and they know a lot of hymns. So that is just, it's special to me. It's fun that we have that together. So next we're going to move into the things that we just do once a week. All right, so we do artist study, nature study, and composer study. Okay, so for artist study, this term we are going to be studying Claude Monet. So Ambleside, they make it so easy, so easy. They have a list of the paintings that they recommend doing, and then some alternate paintings, like if, you know, some of them are a little scary, so, you know, if you want to switch them out for younger kids or something, they have links for all of that you can find them online. But then they also, I think this is a fairly new addition to the site, but they there's another website called A Humble Place, and she's not like part of Ambleside, but she has their permission to put together these picture study packets. So then I just printed them off on cardstock, and I will show here on the screen. I hang them up as we do each picture. So there's 6 pictures per term, so we study 1 picture for 2 weeks, and as we do a new picture I hang it up, and then at the end of the term I just bought a like a scrapbook from Walmart, a 12 by 12 scrapbook, and I just put the pictures in there, so then we will be able to keep them through the years. I have some of the pictures here, some of them are hanging up for the video. So we will be studying Claude Monet, and then along with that I will find some picture books about him to read with the kids. So we'll probably just read like, you know, one per week or something. I don't want to really go into how to do picture study. There are some excellent videos on YouTube and information online all about that, but it's really easy. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it's really fun to be out and about and your kids recognize some piece of classical art. And then for composer study, I don't really have anything physical here to share with you for this. Again, Ambleside makes it very easy. They have a composer already picked out for the term, and on their website you could, like, if you didn't want to study Claude Monet for your term 2, you don't have to. They've got the whole 12 years worth of hymns and artists and folk songs and composers and everything all laid out on the website, so you can just go find who you want to study and do it. But for composer study, they've got a list there, and with direct links to YouTube with the music that they recommend studying. So again, we just do, I think there's 6 of those as well, so we just do one every 2 weeks. It doesn't take very long. We just listen to it, talk about it a little bit. Sometimes I'll have my kids like draw what they are thinking or feeling while they're listening to a song, and that's it. So pretty easy. And then for nature study, this is not something that I've been extremely intentional about, and I am sad about that. I want to be better about it, but there's lots of different ways to do nature study. What we have kind of done in the past is, you know, like that day per week, we dedicate, no, we are going to take a nature walk, and then we draw something in our nature journals. Again, I don't know. I haven't done very good about that. Like, my kids spend so much time outside that it's easy to just, oh, okay, well, we, you know, just in 1 week we did nature study for the whole year. But actually, like, drawing or painting in our nature notebooks is not something that we're very strong in. So I do want to get better about that this term for sure. There's lots of information online, on YouTube, on Instagram. Ambleside Online has a whole rotation for that as well, you know, like one topic per term. There's tons of ways to do nature study. I don't really think that you can do it wrong, but I just wish that we were a little bit more intentional about it. There is one other thing that I forgot to mention. We do this a couple times a week. So like I mentioned, we do a lot of singing. Oops. But I wanted to, again, be a bit more intentional about it. Charlotte Mason recommends teaching your children solfege, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's like, if you've seen The Sound of Music, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, that's called solfege. And it has a meaning. There's notes that are associated with that and all of it. I find it really fascinating. I learned it a little bit in high school, but not enough to like be able to teach it or anything. But there are a couple of places online where you can find some resources. You can buy resources. This was a free resource that I printed off last year, and we didn't really use it. No, 2 years ago, and we didn't use it. We really started using it last year, and we're kind of just, again, like with Latin, I kind of fell out of the habit of it, so we're going through it again before moving on to a more difficult level. But let me see. Okay, these papers got all mixed up. It just teaches you, there's just different songs to sing with your kids to teach, like pitch. I don't know. I can't really explain it very well. If you know what I'm talking about and you want to leave a comment that explains this better than I do, that'd be great. I play the piano, I do sing, I play other instruments, but I'm just not great at teaching it. There's a lot of like echo songs and all of that, and it is just ear training, essentially. Ear training, I guess. That's, to put it in a nutshell, it's ear training. It's very fun. My kids love it. I love doing it with them. It is one of our favorite parts of school. We don't do it every day. We try to do it 2 times a week. We don't always make it, but about 2 times a week or so. Okay, that is all I have to share with you today. Like I said in my last video, I know this looks like a lot, but it really does not take long. All of this takes maybe 30 minutes to do. And then on top of that, we also do have a family read aloud, and we try to read a couple of picture books every day. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I allot 3 hours for school, 9 to 12, and we are able to get all of this done. The kids' individual stuff, our together stuff, piano practice, some outside time, and we usually have time left over. So it does seem like a lot, but we are definitely not sitting at the table for more than, well, sitting at the table is maybe like an hour, hour and a half. That's it, every day. So if you have questions, definitely leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. We have found Ambleside Online to be so life-giving. It's very motivating, very inspiring. We love it. We love it. It's great. I'm so thankful for it. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and listening to me talk about one of my very favorite subjects, educating my children, and we will see you in the next video.